Hello, welcome back to my channel. So it's weird. I was just talking about this with one of my subscribers like a few days ago when we were talking about how Michael just got charged with felony child neglect. And I was talking about, well, maybe that's why we're not seeing Sarah and Michael on the next season, because it seems like WeTV likes to bring them off for every spin-off season that they can. And I was like, well, maybe that's why we're not seeing any updates from Sarah or Michael either, because we've seen all the other Life After Lockup couples do the Life Goes On, Life in Between updates at the beginning of each show every Friday. And finally, I saw Sarah do an update. We're going to talk about that in this video. She talked about the engagement with Michael, what Michael is up to. She also talked about Michael's felony child neglect charges, and she talked about her new boyfriend and people saying that she hasn't lost weight. So she says that after Michael proposed to her, which I said I knew that scene was so fake. I knew he wasn't real life proposing to her, especially when they're already married. So she said after he proposed to her, he ran off, and we saw Maria calling him after he drove off and left Sarah. Well, he's only been back to New York to see Sarah once, and that was for his daughter Rain's second birthday, and he brought Maria with him. Sarah says she still doesn't like Maria to this day, especially after they're, going back and forth and almost ended up getting physical with each other over Michael at one point. And Sarah said she got pissed when Michael proposed to her at the end of last season because he did it right in front of her children, and she felt like he was kind of being manipulative doing it that way because she felt like she had to say yes. Otherwise, her two daughters would have been upset. But her daughter even said, "Mommy, I don't know what the big deal is. You're already married." And Sarah says she's starting to figure herself out. She realizes that she's too good for Michael, and Michael's never going to be good enough for her. And I'm glad she's finally coming to that conclusion, but the real question is she still going to be thinking that when Michael comes and visits her on his own with no girl, trying to get in her panties again? That's the real question. But she says she's growing up, she's starting to realize what she wants, and she wants structure and routine and a good foundation for her and her family, and she realizes Michael just is not that. Sarah said she appreciated the gesture of Michael thinking he wanted to marry her again, but she said she ended up giving the ring back to Michael, and she says she realizes now that they're just never going to work out, and she said Michael is not in a position to where he deserves her. And Sarah said that her and Michael are still currently legally married. She says it's hard to get a divorce when you have two children under the age of 18. But she says she's currently working on getting a divorce from Michael. She says Michael has no clue that she's working on the divorce, but she says when it's finalized, everyone will know. And she said she found out about Michael's felony child neglect situation that happened back in November when somebody sent his arrest to her in an Instagram DM. And that happened back in 2020, but he was charged this past Wednesday after he pled guilty in court and was charged with felony child neglect. And I'm pretty sure that's the reason why we only saw updates from Sarah. I was thinking they probably want to interview Michael or bring him back on after this happened, but you never know because a lot of these production companies put money over morals. Sarah said it was really hard on her when she first found out about that, and she cried, and she knew it was going to be really hard to tell her children that Michael would possibly be going back to prison, but she said that Michael was still roaming around freely. And I know all this was recorded before his court date on Wednesday, but even after his court date when he was charged, he still is roaming around freely. He's not on no probation or anything. And Sarah said Michael is still with Maria. Like I said, Sarah's only seen Michael once, and that's when he came to Rain's birthday party, and he brought Maria with him. Sarah says she doesn't like Maria, like I said, but she's trying her best to get along with Maria because she wants to be a good example for her children. And when the children go with Michael and Maria, she doesn't want her children to feel like they're doing anything wrong. Sarah believes Michael has changed though since he went to jail for that felony child neglect. She says that he is grown up, they have better communication skills, and she can't remember the last time that they had a fight. But at the same time, he's only came and seen his children once since filming, and that's kind of messed up. And Sarah claims her and Michael have not been intimate, and she's still holding on saying that her and Michael were intimate that whole week that he came and stayed with her at the end of last season, which I know that's a total lie. And Sarah spoke about Malcolm. She says she hasn't talked to Malcolm since filming. And she says, I made a video on it where I thought Michael was a paid actor. Because if you look at his Facebook profile, it says that he's an actor. And his mom, when he was on the show, Life After Lockup with Sarah, his mom was bragging on Facebook like, oh my gosh, my son got the role of a lifetime. And Sarah addressed all the people calling Malcolm out as an actor. And she said she just started agreeing with people that Malcolm was an actor because she said disagreeing with them was a lot more embarrassing. And Sarah swears up and down Malcolm was not a paid actor. She said the relationship was very real. She gave Malcolm a heads up at the beginning that you never know what Michael's going to do. And she said that Malcolm just felt so uncomfortable with the whole Michael situation throughout their whole relationship. And Sarah addressed her new man. She said it's not Michael and it's not Malcolm. I have videos on it. I cannot find a picture of them together. It looks like she scrubbed all pictures of her and her boyfriend off her IG. But I have videos of them together in old videos. I'm sure if you look up Sarah in my videos, you'll find a couple videos at least where I have pictures of them together. She says they've been together for a couple months and they met on social media. She said he had messaged her on Facebook and he's tall and dark and very sexy, and this man kinda looks like Michael just a little bit. And Sarah said that when she first met her boyfriend, he was working at a jail as a CO, a corrections officer, and when Michael found out about that, he freaked out. He's like, what the heck, why are you dating a cop? And Sarah's like, no, he's a cop, not a cop, he's a CO. And Michael's like, that's the same thing. But she says he no longer works as a CO. I guess he has a better job now. And they asked Sarah if she thought that he was the one, if they were going to get married. And she said that him and her are just taking it one day at a time, seeing where things go. And Sarah says she has also lost over 100 pounds since she got pregnant with her daughter Rain. She says she was up to 280 pounds when she was pregnant with Rain, and she's now down to below 180 pounds. She says what works best for her is the keto diet. She just cuts out carbs, and she says she loves working out. She loves the feeling that you get after you do a good workout. She says she feels all happy and energized, and she also talked about she doesn't understand why so many people claim she hasn't lost weight or sit there and drag her for using filters. She says she looks at filters like accessory, and she says even Kim Kardashian uses filters and she doesn't understand why other women are tearing other women down. And Sarah claims she doesn't even know how to use Photoshop, and if she did, she would Photoshop her chest and her booty to be bigger. And so she said she's excited to see what the future holds for her and her children. She says she has her hands full because she's got a 2-year-old and a 6-year-old daughter, and she's raising them alone by herself without much help from Michael. Except for the one visit he made one time since filming with Maria for Rain's second birthday party. But hey, at least he made it to her second birthday party and didn't walk out this time like he did at her first birthday party. There's also been a clip that's resurfaced of this pregnant girl, and she's trying to solicit Michael for sex, and he's like, hey, I'll do it for $100, and she's like, I'll sell my son. And then she starts going off on Michael's friend after she realized that he was recording her. And I just thought that was an interesting clip. If you guys haven't seen it, want to see it, let me know and I'll upload it to my channel. But I can only put like half the clip up because the second half of the clip is too raunchy for YouTube because they say the N-word a lot, and I'm not about to upload that part on my channel. The first half of the video is all you gotta see, and it's pretty crazy. But that's it for this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think they're gonna end up bringing Sarah or Michael for another season? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up. It really helps my video and it would mean the world to me. Subscribe if you haven't already, and thank you guys so much for watching.